So hello everyone, the topic of today's video is how to install MS SQL Server and interact with it. So in order to install MS SQL Server, you need to come to Google and type MS SQL Server. Then you will get following links. If you click on this link, so the SQL page look like this. So there we have here on top few paid versions, I would say, SQL Azure, at Edge and on premises, and there below we have two different versions which are free, more or less, Developer and Express. Express is kind of like it's for production and development, but it's kind of limited with storage or something like that. I think it's like 5 GB, 10 GB. I'm not sure. You can install, but the developer is more or less like better version, full featured, free edition, but it's as licensed terms. It's only for development purpose and test and non-production environment. So you can click here, you can download here, you can save and then install it. The installation is simple, but it will install it directly in your PC, in your host machine, and I normally don't like to install database directly in my computer because it will run in the background and it will consume the memory and CPU resources, which I would like to avoid. The alternative is Docker. You can go to Docker, and on Docker, the benefit is that it will run on Docker, and you can turn it off whenever you don't need it, and whenever you need it, you can just simply start it. That's the main benefit. That's why I prefer Docker, and you can see here we have different images from Docker. My preferred is 2019, this one, and there are different versions. For example, 2022 preview, and I think this is also 2019, but some different settings. So I prefer one. I'll take this one. Yep. And then you need to come to your PowerShell. Make sure you have Docker installed on your PC, and if you have it already installed, you will type Docker and it will show you something like this. And then you can simply paste this command, and before executing it, you need to update the password. In my case, I'll leave it as it is because it's already configured on my other end. But if you want to modify, and it's my development PC, so I don't care. But if you want to change, you can just simply come here and update your password and press enter, and then it will download the Docker image. In my case, it works quite fast because I have already downloaded this image, so it takes the existing image and creates container based on this existing image. And if I come to my Docker, you'll see it's running here. And so in order to test if your database is running and you want to interact and with database, you need some kind of tools. Usually you could have, there are different tools, like sometimes you can use extensions in Visual Studio Code. Like I have here some extensions installed, but like this SQL Server extension, and but they are not that powerful, so I don't like those extensions. I usually prefer this thing. It's called SQL Management Studio. So what you can do, you can come here, you can write SQL Management Studio, and then it will show you this link. If you click this link, let me switch to English, then it will show you download SQL Management Studio. Once you click here, you will download it. So the Management Studio is not a server, it's just for interaction with your database. It will run your queries, it will create a connections. Your server can be running on some remote machine. In our case, it's Docker container, but it could be somewhere on your network, and it could be anywhere. So it's more or less it's like IDE for database queries. So I have it already installed it on my computer, so I will not gonna show you the process of installing it, but the important thing is what I want to show you how to connect with this server and uh, and to test it if our database is running or not. So in order to run it, you need to write, because your Docker container is running locally, so you need to write localhost, and then you need to select the default. I think default is Windows authentication type is Windows authentication, but you need to switch it to SQL. Then the login user will be SA, because remember you entered the password for SA here. This is the SA account, which is the default account, kind of a root account equivalent to my if we talk in terms of MySQL. And the password, in my case, this is my password, so I enter simply this password. Remember, encryption I will set to optional, connect, and it works. So let's say if we have it shows me some databases. I already have it, but what I want to show you is to create some table. So I will drop this table, existing table users. It's again show me connect. That's funny, but okay. It has executed this command, so I don't have now any tables here. First I will gonna run this query. Yeah, okay, now we have a one table here. It should show you table. No, because it has executed in master database. It's also important you select the right database. I want to run it here, create. Okay, now we should see some table. Yes, users table. Select static from users, and this alright marks Mr. Mom. If I run it, let's see if we get something. Yes, it's running. So that's it, and see you next time.